This is episode 7 of a Radiance Revival podcast, and today we're gonna freestyle it. You are listening to a Radiance Revival podcast where we rebirth and unearth your inner brilliance by focusing on love, energy, and freedom. I am your host, coach, and brilliance believer, Catherine Sogard. In this podcast, you will learn that you are your biggest advocate, fan, and creator of your own destiny by using the radiance you were born with. When you are empowered to use this inner brilliance, you can create your best life. So let's get this Radiance Revival started. So today, I'm going to freestyle it because I did not write any of this down. But I think I need to get it out. And I think you might want to hear this too. So if you don't like a freestyle and you want some thoughts that are very thought out and you want ABC, this is what I want to do, you might want to skip this podcast. Because I tend to do podcasts like that. You know, here's the issue. Here are 3 tips or tricks that I like to use. These are some things that my clients have been using that work, and blah, bam, it's all done. That's not what this one's going to be about. So here we go. So when I was getting my initial training to become a life coach, I had already been a health coach for quite a while, and I'd already grown a pretty large social media following, upwards to 50,000 people, which to me is awesome. Now, that's not close to 100,000 or, a million or anything like that, but it was big for me because I had never really found any traction on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter until a little thing called Periscope came around and live video became a thing. And let me tell you, it was my thing. Like, I was so good at it. And I'm not saying that to brag. It wasn't even that the feedback that I was getting from other people was just really awesome. I mean, it was because my following was growing very quickly, but it was that I just felt amazing after I would do a live stream with a fun audience, and I'd have quick quips to all the little trolls that would get on there, and I would make people laugh, and I would after it I would just feel awesome, like super awesome. And so I decided to move into life coaching because my health coaching just wasn't feeding my soul enough. I needed something more. I wanted to give people a confidence boost. I wanted to work with people's energy, not just their physical energy, but like their soul energy. I wanted people to feel like I felt after a really good live stream video, like on fire, like spitting sparkles, being at the right place at the right time, and nothing can go wrong. Like, that's what I wanted to give to other people. And so I took this life coaching training, and it was amazing. It was awesome. And one thing that first mentor told me was to really kind of think of how my live streams were, because sometimes I would do them and they would be really gritty because I was going through something stressful. I mean, I live streamed my prep for my colonoscopy when I was diagnosed with my ulcerative colitis. I mean, obviously I was not like, you couldn't see my butt or I wasn't pooping on the live stream, but like I live streamed in between the potty breaks while I was sitting in my bathroom I had hauled in a leather chair with an ottoman into my bathroom, and I was sitting in that. So I was real close to the toilet, and I had, all kinds of devices so I could read books and listen to podcasts and all the good stuff. So I live streamed that. And he said, you might, now that you are a life coach, you really need to think about how to handle these. And sometimes it's not good to do these gritty live streams because people expect from you as a life coach that you kind of have your stuff together. And so if you want to live stream about these things that really that you have gone through, you need to do it after that so that you can give tips and tricks on like how you did it. And at the time I thought, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I get that. This is, yep. I want to put myself in a category where people look at me as a professional. I want to put myself in a category where people look at me like I've got my stuff together. I want to put myself in a category that I am a helper, a problem solver, and I am someone that you can come to get advice from and to go to when you need help. Now, to give you the nitty gritty, when I would do my live streams, I would take probably 30 minutes before the live stream, I would plan out my live stream. So it was kind of like I'm in a flow. I would do like some dancing around because if you ever saw me on live stream, I would like do these like dances before my live stream, but that would happen also before the live stream. So I would dance around, turn up the music, feel the groove, and like really get into it, write my content, and then get back on, start dancing, kind of get excited for it, get people in the room, like get people excited, and then get on to the content. So that's how I would do it. I wouldn't really ever plan my content out, like batch it out like some people do. So it was really whatever I was feeling in the moment, whatever was on my mind, whatever I was inspired by from other social media posts or other coaches or whatever, I would, utilize. It would really be in the moment and very authentic to my experience or the experience of the few clients that I had at the time. So after I got that feedback from my mentor, it was really hard for me to make up content because I wanted to make sure that a lot of the majority of the content was very put together and polished and just was not raw and gritty at all, which wasn't me. It was hard. And honestly, I could feel my brilliance kind of dim a little bit. And so as that happened, there were other things that started to happen, and I just started to get down on myself. I started to get down on the content that I was creating. I started to kind of lose some of my confidence in being able to help other people. And then something happened that kind of shattered my world. Now, guys, I hate to admit this because it just feels really bad that I let this one thing really bother me. But I had posted something about you basically write your own story. Nobody else can affect you. Now, this is something that I don't think a lot of people know because I was so good at coming back at trolls. And I was so used to show me your boobs and you're such a biatch and like all these, I had some mean comments from these trolls on live stream. And my whole life, I have been uber sensitive. Like, it is my best quality, but it is also my worst. I could not be teased by family members without crying pretty much until my 20s. And I just was uber sensitive, and I still am really uber sensitive. But I think with age, some of that, you just you learn how to read people a little better, and you kind of realize that they're teasing you or whatever. It's all in good humor, or they don't mean it that way, or whatever it may be. But I don't think that's something that a lot of my audience realized because it was so easy for me to quip back at other trolls and just like blow it off and just ignore it or whatever. And I was really good at that. And so when I made this post essentially, I don't even remember what it really said, but it was essentially like, for all the cat calls, like, I'm really just going to ignore you about these cat calls. And it's just a compliment. And really, it was more so me being like, I'm taking the power out of these cat calls that you think it's really going to bother me. You think it's really going to, whatever. And I'm going to flip it and I'm going to be like, you know what? That's a compliment. And now I realize, especially now, and when the Me Too stuff came up about a year after this whole thing had happened. And I just had this huge amount of guilt in me not validating women who have had bad experiences. And I felt really guilty because I felt like I was just playing into the atmosphere that it's okay for people to do that. But for me, it was more so I'm empowering myself to not allow them to like not have to shoot them down, but also not have to like make a big deal about it, because I know who I am. I know that I've got small boobs, that I really like them, that I'm not going to show them to people, that they're just going to be in my bra or in my shirt and whatever, whatever. I'm not going to allow what you say to me to affect me and how I feel about myself. I'm just not going to do it. I don't care. And but I also don't feel the need to be like, you're a misogynist, get off my whatever. It ain't even worth my time or my energy or my love or my vibration for me to stoop down and call you out for all your BS. It's just not worth it. So after that, I posted something about some sort of flat stomach. And if I am bloated, I know that I'm, because of my ulcerative colitis, if my stomach gets bloated, I know I'm going to have a problem, which means I will probably be on the toilet for years. I know, TMI. But so I said something along to that effect. And this person, the same person, basically was like, now that you're a professional, you need to realize that your words matter and that this is really hurting other people and you should know better now that you're a certified life coach and you're a certified health coach and you should just know better. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, they didn't even have the nerve to do that in a direct message, in a private email, in whatever. It was all over my wall. It happened to be on Facebook, so it was all over my Facebook wall. And I died a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I died a little bit. It really hurt. It hurt. So, compounding in this, I'm struggling to be this new professional person. I'm trying to listen to my mentor. I'm getting this negative feedback from these people about how unprofessional and horrible of a person I am. And over, the next few months, I struggled to put content out. I struggled to be authentically me. And I honestly, I feel like I'm going to cry, I just quit. I quit. And I didn't quit. That my quitting didn't affect them. And it didn't really affect my audience. It really affected me. Ultimately, when I'm alive, when I feel like I'm spitting sparkles, I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and nothing can go wrong. When I'm in that moment, it's for me, and it's also for the people that need a little bit of brilliance. They need a little bit of radiance. They need to see the radiance in them reflected on me. Like I'm their mirror. I'm reflecting their radiance, and I let myself and I let other people down because I allowed this mold that people have, tried to create for me, this box that they tried to put me in. I allowed that to determine how I felt about myself and what I could do as a coach. So I got off live stream. I stopped live streaming every day because I blamed it at the time. I blamed it on, no one's ever going to trust me. No one's ever going to, no one is taking me seriously. I'm spending all this time creating content and all this energy creating content and all this love creating content. And I'm not getting anything back for it. I'm not hiring the number of clients that I wanted, you know, because I feel like when I'm a coach, they're hiring me, but I'm also hiring them. I'm not hiring enough clients here. Not hiring enough of them. And